और सीधे रुक करेंगे दिल्ली, जहां पर चुनाव आयोग की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस जारी है।
वोटर्स को मत पत्र सौंपते समय दिए जाएंगे, सो दे हैव टू वोट ओनली बाय दैट पर्टिकुलर पेन। इफ किसी अन्य पेन का उन्होंने उपयोग किया तो मतगणना के समय उनका वोट इनवैलिड करार दे दिया जाएगा। The Election Commission, in consultation with the central government, appoints the ROs once from the Lok Sabha and second time from the Rajya Sabha. So this time, Secretary General Rajya Sabha will be appointed as the returning officer for the present election. The Commission has also decided to appoint assistant returning officers in all the state capitals, including NCT of Delhi and Union Territory of Puducherry, and this is for making all the arrangements for conducting the poll and for transporting ballot boxes from Delhi to the state capitals, where the voting will take place at the designated places, and also to bring back those ballot boxes. If in case the AROs are not, for some reason, fall ill or something, the Commission has also appointed the second assistant returning officers and will be distributing you a book in the form of a press note. Time reading is available. This will be also uploaded. Appendix to this book gives you all the details of the ROs, AROs, their names, their phone numbers, everything. Now, coming to the place of voting, as per Rule 7 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Election, Rule 74, poll for the election will be taken in Parliament House and in the premises of the state legislative assemblies, including the legislative assemblies of NCT of Delhi and Puducherry. And the rule provides where legislative assembly meets for transaction of business. So this is what is provided in the rule itself. And the polling is required, if required, shall take place in these places. And the list of these polling stations is also given in the appendix 2 of the book I just showed you. Now I come to the value of the votes. Value of the votes of the elected members of the state legislative assemblies combined is 5,43,231. And similarly, of all the MPs combined, it is all these slides would also be given to you. I suppose they must be already tweeted and must be with you on your system. So the states is 5,43,231. MPs is 5,43,200. So almost equal. And total is 10,86,431. While the electoral college consists of MPs, who are 776, and MLAs of the entire country, who are 4,033, totaling to the voter list of 4809. So that's what is the total number. Now I come to the nomination papers. The nomination paper of a candidate has to be delivered only at Delhi, an office designated by the RO. और nomination के, and it cannot be at any other place, it has to be only at Delhi. Nomination में proposer के रूप में कम से कम 50 proposers, 50 members of the electoral college will propose, and another set of 50 will second. They would be not common, new. So one set for proposing and one set for seconding. And an elector can subscribe to only one nomination paper of a candidate as either a proposer or a seconder. अभ्यर्थी स्वयं इसको फाइल कर सकते हैं नॉमिनेशन को, या अपने किसी प्रपोजर या सेकेंडर के द्वारा 11 o'clock से 3 o'clock तक एक्सेप्ट हॉलीडेज फाइल कर सकते हैं. एंड एज पर द प्रोसीजर देयर इज ए सिक्योरिटी ऑफ 15,000 rupees which has to be filled. There are designated treasuries, there is an RBI office, what is all provided in the booklet. This is for more for the candidates, this can be deposited. Now, coming to the electoral college again, as per Rule 40 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Rules, 1974, the Commission maintains a list of members of the electoral college, as referred to in Article 54, with the with their correct up-to-date address and for the purposes of presidential elections. A copy of the electoral college is also being uploaded on the Commission's website. So anybody can see who is the member state-wise. That is all on the Commission's website. We'll be posting it. And there are certain, in this list, we will require to update it because there are elections which are taking place for the Rajya Sabha to the 55 positions, result of whom is coming before the presidential elections date. It is similarly, the voter list would be updated as and when the term of these MPs happen and they will be part of the voter list. Similarly, in legislative assemblies also, wherever there are by-elections, and if the results come before the date of voting, premises of the state legislative assemblies legislative assemblies are also expected to cast a vote in the respective assemblies. However, if there is an emergency or there is some requirement, prior approval से voting location, किसी भी voting location पर MPs and MLAs दूसरी अपने वोट को डाल सकते हैं, बट इसके लिए कम से कम 10 दिन पहले आयोग को सूचना देनी पड़ेगी ताकि उनके वोट की व्यवस्था उस चेंज स्थान पे की जा सके. As I mentioned earlier, the Constitution has expressly provided that election to the office of President shall be by secret ballot. The electors are therefore expected to scrupulously maintain secrecy of vote. In this election, there is no, what you call the display of the vote at all. It is to be secret. There is no concept of open voting in this election, and showing the ballot to anyone under any circumstances will render the vote invalid. So the process is that after you have taken the ballot paper, you mark it in the compartment, fold it, and mark it with the pen, as I mentioned, which we have provided. Marking it by any other pen would also make it invalid. About the whips, it is also clarified that political parties cannot issue any whip to their MPs and MLAs in the matter of voting in the presidential election. There is no whip which is permissible in this election. As per Section 18 of the President and Vice President Election Act rules, the offence of bribery or undue influence in any manner, as defined in Section 171B and 171C of the IPC, by the returned candidate or any person with the consent of the returned candidate, are among the grounds on which the election can be held invalid by the Honorable Supreme Court in an election petition. So, there is no way that any influence or any inducement or any case of undue influence which must be totally avoided. Otherwise, it's a ground for petition. So, दोबारा से सारांश में कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी अपने एमपीज और एमएलएस का कोई विप इशू नहीं कर सकेंगे, और चूंकि ब्राइबरी और अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस क्राइम की श्रेणी में आते हैं, इसलिए इन ग्राउंड्स पर इलेक्शन माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा रद्द भी किया जा सकता है. Our COs in the states will supervise the arrangements and the election, as I mentioned earlier. Now, we come to the COVID. Fortunately, it's not as an issue as it was, but still, the Commission has decided to maintain every protocol as applicable in the respective states. The entire, on the day of polling and on the day of counting, the entire protocol would be followed. It has also been Commission's endeavor to make elections eco-friendly. This is our responsibility. And in view of the importance of this election and the fact that lawmakers constitute the Electoral College, and to reinforce criticality of environmental protection measures in policy and action, the Commission has directed the returning officers and assistant returning officers concerned to ensure use of eco-friendly and biodegradable material and eliminate the use of prohibited plastic material altogether. चुनावों को इको-फ्रेंडली बनाने के लिए प्लास्टिक मटेरियल की बजाय टोटली बायोडिग्रेडेबल मटेरियल का इस्तेमाल करने का निर्देश कमीशन ने सभी को दिया है. Coming to the counting of votes will be held in New Delhi under the supervision of the returning officer, who happens to be the Secretary General of the Rajya Sabha. And on completion of the counting, the return of election in form number 7, as appended in the rules, will be signed and issued by the returning officer. So I have already stated that this press note booklet is available also, and this is copies are kept outside, but this is also available if anybody wants from our office as well. There are number of questions which are raised about this election. So we have also prepared a frequently asked questions, FAQs. There are 35 questions which which also we are uploading immediately after this. So I'm sure that replies to whatever is in your mind would be available here. But anyway, if you want to ask anything, now in the end, in pursuance of the subsection 1 of section 4 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act 1952, the Election Commission of India has fixed the schedule for the election to fill the office of the President of India as given in Appendix 3, and which I am reading out to you now. Can we put it on the...
I was waiting for you to announce it, sir.
So the notification would be on 15th June, that is Wednesday. Last date for making the nomination would be 29th June, that is Wednesday. Date for scrutiny of nominations would be 30th June, that is Thursday. Last date for withdrawal of candidature would be Saturday, that is 2nd of July 2022. And date on which a poll shall, if necessary, be taken is 18th of July 2022, that happens to be Monday. Thereafter, we collect all the ballot boxes and bring it back to Delhi. And date on which counting, if required, shall be taken and result declared, that would be 21/7/2022. Well in advance, then the 24th of July, the last date of the Honorable President being in the office. Thank you.
We'll take your questions now. I'll again request you, पूछने के पहले कृपया अपना नाम और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोलें. हम सबका क्वेश्चन ले पाएंगे. कृपया जल्दी न करें, एक एक करके पूछें, सबको सहूलियत होगी. I'll begin from first row then.
हेलो सर, गुड इवनिंग. मोहित दुबे, न्यूज़ नेशन से बोल रहा हूँ. आपने तारीखों का ऐलान कर दिया, पूरी सूची आपने जारी कर दी. सवाल लगातार निष्पक्षता को लेकर उठता रहा है. रिजॉर्ट जैसे राज्यसभा का चुनाव होता है,